Thank you for joining us for session 3 of the DNA Sales Retailer to Retailer Marketplace Forum. If you missed any of the previous episodes, or if you would like a video link that you could share with someone or watch again, my email address is going to be on at the end, so please just shoot me an email. It would help if I knew your name and if I knew your store name, and then I can send those right out to you. If you missed the first session we had with Mary Liz Curtin, where she talked about how she used social media during the past few months to drive sales to her store. She does not have an e-commerce website, but the videos were to drive people to calling her store, and she had a record Mother's Day. Our second session was led by Lindsay Schumann, and she discussed with us the power of social media. How can you use Facebook and Instagram to drive sales to your store? And both were powerful. But to back up a little bit further, how this all came about is during the past few months, we saw retailers do some pretty special things. We saw people do Facebook Lives and drop off and curbside pickup. We saw a social distancing fashion show, people selling gift baskets and boxes, and it was amazing. And we wanted to be a partner with you in all of that and share with those who didn't have the ability to do it right at the beginning, but at least to help them the first few steps. So we actually had Lindsay talk to our entire sales team, which we could share with people. And our customers, again, started doing some phenomenal things. We said to ourselves, what more can we do? How can we be a better partner? And this forum was one of the ideas that we came up with. So we hope that this has been meaningful to you and that you've been able to share it with others. And that way, no matter what happens, 24/7, 365, you can sell every single day. Snow, rain, sleet, you'll be out there selling. So without further ado, let's get started with our third session. And I want to welcome Lindsay back. Good morning, Lindsay.
Hi, I'm glad to be back.
Definitely. And Lindsay is the owner of, like I said, White Tree Boutique in Akron, Ohio, and was on with us last week. So let's start out, Lindsay, by, in the beginning, you started out selling solely on Facebook, and you were doing well with it. You decided to build an e-commerce site. What went into making that decision, and what criteria did you use to choose the e-commerce site?
Well, I kind of knew what I wanted it to accomplish. We were looking at inventory management, and I wanted it to look really clean and simple. So I'm going to show you guys my website just so you guys can see what I'm talking about as I share. The one that I chose, let me get that pulled up here, is through Shopify. So Shopify accomplishes a lot in one platform, and that's why I chose this website. Actually, originally, just so you know, I actually started building a website with another company. Wix is also a very well-known website building company, and that's pretty easy. Everything's pretty much drag and drop. You don't have to really know how to build a website, which is why I did this, because I actually built the entire website with one of my employees. It wasn't somebody that I hired and paid thousands and thousands of dollars to do. And mostly it's because everything is kind of drag and drop. You put your descriptions, you put your pictures in. But the thing that I love about this website is how clean it looks. You can see the different collections here up at the top: dresses, clearance. We are a women's boutique. And so we mostly just sell clothes and accessories, shoes. But anyways, you can click on the item and see how easy it is for a customer to see that our XLs are already sold out in that top. They can add a 1X or a 2X to the cart. We do sell all sizes at our store. And this is one of my friends, Samantha. She's a model for me. And then you can just click add to your cart, and then the customer can choose to pay however they want. And so Shopify has its own payment system set up, or you can use PayPal, you can use Apple Pay, all different kinds of things. And it's all through their website. I didn't have to do anything but just set up accounts with those companies. Isn't that fantastic? So I knew that it would accomplish what I wanted, which was to get our clothing out worldwide, technically. I mean, we can sell anywhere in the US and anywhere in the world if we wanted to now.
Well, that's great. You know, last week you mentioned that you pay your models, they get to choose a piece of clothing a week. Because I know some of the concerns are, you know, how much money am I going to spend on doing this and the time it's going to take. So that's the one thing you addressed last week. But also I think it's important for people to know, how many employees do you have in your store on a normal day? Because you're talking about employees helping you do these things.
Well, you're going to be surprised. We're a very small store. So actually we only have about 2 to 3 employees that work every day. And so we manage on a very small staff. I have 5 employees plus myself. And I actually have a girl. So technically I would have 6 because she lives in California and she does our Instagram, which I kind of mentioned that last week too. I pay her a very small amount just to manage, get pictures up on her Instagram. I think that what's really cool about the Shopify platform is you can ship from there. They have accounts set up with the USPS, UPS, FedEx, so you can choose how you want to ship things. Everything is right there, and I'm going to get into that here in a few minutes too, I know. But I think it's really cool that Shopify kind of eliminates a lot of work, and so you can get by on a smaller staff.
And that's important, especially, you know, for people that have a smaller shop like yourself. It doesn't take a lot of people to work this. And we kind of use the word caretaker, that everybody has someone who helps them take care of things. So
Yeah.
you might not be the caretaker, or some of the people listening may not be the caretaker, but it's important to have someone in that role. Also, you mentioned, you showed us the inventory. And I know that you told me that, of course, your workers help you with the inventory. So what is your process from the time you receive a product in the store to the time it's available on your website?
Okay, well, before I tell you that answer, I do want to mention that Shopify is $79 a month. So it's very affordable. The website portion is included in your monthly subscription. You don't have to pay to build a website and then pay $79 a month. It's just $79 a month. So I think that's a really, really important feature that you guys need to know as well. I'm going to show you how it looks on the back end of Shopify, because I think that that's really important. So when we get an item in the store, this is the exact same item. Can you guys see that? You can
Yes.
see how it looks different from my website, because this is what I see when I'm adding. So you can see we already sold 5 of them. Over on the right side, you can see the net sales right here. Whoops, oh my goodness. You know what? One of my employees was having trouble logging in, and I think it just booted me out of there. Okay, here we go. Let me try again.
That's okay. This is real life, so those things happen.
She was texting me saying I can't get into Shopify, and I was giving her the codes that they were texting me. Okay, true. I own a store and it's open, so that's why I'm. Okay, so here we go again. If you can see on the right side, we've already sold 5 of this top with a net sales of $161 for that. You can see down below, and this is what I wanted to show you. I don't know why that's a -1. That's not normal. That just means that it's sold out, but usually it'll say 0. So maybe they inventoried it wrong in the beginning, or there was some sort of a problem. But when we get an item in, we name the item. And the way that we name our items, you can do a couple things. You can barcode scan them. All right, so you don't have to name everything. You can actually assign a barcode to them. We don't do that at our store, but that's something that's integrated in the Shopify platform. So if that's easier for you, because obviously you're not going to name every little knickknack or thing, every pen, every pad of paper, that would just be ridiculous. Ours are clothing, and so that makes a little more sense. But you can actually do a barcode scanner too, and then you don't have to name it. It would just be the scan code. You still can name it something fun if you want, but you do a description, which we always do right in the beginning. And for us, we always make sure we describe what the model is wearing. When we first get inventory in, though, we don't have pictures of that item yet. So we don't add a picture at that time. What we do is we put in what sizes or colors or whatever we have, pricing, and then the quantity that we received of each one. And normally our clothing comes in lots of 6. So there's usually 2 of each size. So that's kind of how it goes. And then when we first do it, we only make it available on point of sale. And I'm going to show this here in a minute, how this kind of integrates a little bit more. But we only make it available on point of sale so that it can only be purchased in store until we get the pictures and it can go online. So that's kind of our process, and all my employees know how to do this. It is the most simple thing. And let me tell you, my mom, who is my full-time employee at the store, she's 65 years old. She wouldn't mind me sharing that because she looks amazing for 65. For any age, but she's amazing, but she is not really computer savvy. That's not something she would say about herself, and yet she has figured out how to enter inventory, how to do all of that, and does it really well. So it's really so basic and so simple, and that's why I love this platform.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to reemphasize how important it is. You said that it's only available in store until you get that picture. Because if you put it on the website, it would show up without a picture, and that's not good for anybody, correct?
Exactly. And I do want to show you, while I have this pulled up, when an item is sold out, do you see the one next to it? We already sold out in all of our regular sizes for that exact same top. So that it kind of makes it like lighter colored and just says sold out. We don't leave those up for very long, but I think it looks good for us to be selling out of things. So I leave it up for a few days where people are like, shoot, I need to get on that quicker next time or whatever. Kind of gives people a sense of urgency. And so we do that to kind of show that urgency. I think it's good sales.
Definitely. No, I like that. And so that leads us to a question, and you kind of alluded to this. Is everything in your store also on your website?
No, it is definitely not. And there's multiple reasons why I don't do that. The biggest reason is some things just don't picture well. We have to remember that websites, Facebook, Instagram, they're all visual. And so if something doesn't look very good on, or say, for instance, my models, they all have different body shapes on purpose. But what if we can't just find that one body shape that makes that item look really good? Or if it's like a pair of jeans or something that people have to try on. So for me, that's what I do. Now for you guys, depending on what kind of retail business you have, sometimes things just, you can't get the right angle of it to make it really do justice to that item. So that's why I would say that's one of my number one reasons. Another reason is, and this is a really good one, is that it sells out too fast. When we get an item in like that camo shirt I was just showing you, the Susan, everyone loves that. The leopard in the camo, it's a big deal. So we knew that one would sell out really fast. And so we actually kept it in the back and didn't put it on our retail floor to have a chance for it to go online. Otherwise, it would have sold out in like 2 days in our store, and we wouldn't have ever been able to get it on our website. Because remember, inventory is coming in all the time, and I only do a weekly launch or a weekly collection online. That's how I do it personally. So I add about 10 or 12 new items a week online. It gives people a taste without it being all of it, because like, obviously I want them to come into the store. I mean, that's probably one of my number one reasons. If you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you're going to see me always doing teases where I show things that are not in the store. And I'm like, guys, I'm sorry, we haven't had a chance to get this up on the website. You're just going to have to come down and shop with us today. And then the other reason, the last reason that we would never put something on a website is, like, for instance, we sell a national sunglass brand. And Bear Paw shoes are the same way. You're not allowed to list them on your website. And so as a retailer, we have an agreement with them that says we won't post pictures because they have competing websites. And we also have to sell them at their prices always. Yeah. So those are just agreements that you make sometimes with manufacturers.
I love that you said a tease for the customers. You show it on your social media. It's not on your website. Oh, you're just going to have to come into the store. So I love how that all works together and how you do that.
Yeah. Can I show you an example of that real quick?
Sure. Sure,
This
and then we
happened
have a question
yesterday.
from one of the listeners as well.
Okay. Well, here, let me just show you. This is just going to take a quick second. I had a customer take a picture of herself in these sunglasses and send it to me through Messenger on Facebook. And she's like, girl, look, I got the same sunglasses as you. So I sent this back to her, and then I made this post, and I'm like, if you notice, I said we can't sell our blenders online, but you can come into the store, you can comment below. They're $58. So if they want to snag a pair, they can make a comment. So people messaging me, I had people asking me if they could come in this morning and I'd hold a pair. So this is how, we tease people all the time. So that's just an example. But yes, what's the question?
So the question was, what is the Shopify website URL so you can get started? And also I wanted to add that you and I have talked that, there are a lot of different platforms. It's good to do your research, and it's always good to find the one that goes with your own POS. If you're starting out or you already have a POS, please make sure it's compatible with the e-commerce site that you're looking to add. But if you'd like to answer that.
It's just shopify.com, so that's pretty easy. One of the things I will say is I did do a little research because when I was approaching this, we had used PayPal primarily for our payment systems. And so I didn't use Square, Clover, or anything like that, but I did look up some of that information, just kind of trying to get some info for all of you if you had some different platforms you use. Square does not build websites. You can connect Square to Shopify for your retail or for your inventory and your online building and your connectivity, which is really important if you need that. Clover did say that they had a website, but I could not figure out what that looked like visually, so I can't really comment on that. I do know that all of these, though, really connect with Shopify because Shopify is a huge inventory platform for retail businesses. So that's just kind of a little tip. So just do your research. I can't answer questions like that. I'm not an expert. I'm literally just like you out there building my business the way that works for me. So I did have people texting me last week asking me some questions or messaging me on Facebook. And I'm really not this is not my pro job. I own a store. That's what I do, just like you. I'm just telling you my experiences and hoping they help.
Well, and they really do, because like we said, this is so necessary to compete in the 21st century, is that you have to have so many options out there for people to be able to buy your products. So this brings us to another turning point for White Tree Boutique, right? You started out on social media, you now have this website, and you decided, I'm going to open a brick and mortar store. So now you have this other component that you're trying to put everything together. So how do you manage your online inventory with the store inventory then?
Well, I think everything for us was about expanding our reach. We love women, so that's why we started this store. And I use the word we because it was really birthed in my heart, but then my mom joined me, and one of my models, the dark-haired model on my website, Cassandra, has been with me since the beginning. She's actually an employee of my store. And so we just wanted to expand our reach. So, online is great, but it's kind of impersonal in a way. Even the Facebook community, as much as we would try to get to know women and involve, we just really wanted to do the brick and mortar. So as far as the inventory goes, we thought that would be a really big challenge, but it isn't. And it isn't because of Shopify. And trust me, I'm not getting paid by Shopify to tell you this. This is just how easy they've made my life. Shopify, the inventory, and I'm going to show you guys again. I'm just screen sharing because I think it's the easiest way to do it. I'm going to show you what the inventory I showed you a minute ago looks like, but how we manage it on all of our different platforms. So if you see here, it says manage sales channel visibility. What this means is if I click or unclick something, it means that it will post to either our website store, which I just showed you, our Facebook shop, Instagram, point of sale, Facebook in general, which now they're probably integrating the Facebook shop and Facebook. So that's a new platform that Facebook is trying out. And then the Shopify chat is just for customers to ask questions directly to us while they're shopping. So I can choose all of them or none of them or one of them. So when an item first comes in, usually it looks like this, where we just have it on point of sale because, again, like Phil pointed out, it would be like an empty box if I don't have a picture or a description or anything. It would just look really tacky on the website. That's the same for Facebook. It's the same for Instagram. If you don't have something visual to post with it, then it's just going to look, it's going to look bad. So once we decide to launch something though, we can click whichever places we want to launch it. What's really cool about Instagram is you can tag products on Instagram, and when they click that picture, it takes them directly to your website. Isn't that awesome? Facebook, it doesn't have that feature, but at the top of your Facebook page, your business page, you can see that there's an actual like visual store at the top of the page that a customer can shop at if they just want to look around and see what you have. So it's really powerful. And then also we link everything on our Facebook posts to our website for them to be able to purchase directly. So it's really about like the power of getting everything in one spot for you, because it's a time saver. It's also about, for us, we wanted to start a loyalty program because we love to take care of our customers. We also wanted to be able to send mass emails. We use Constant Contact, but a lot of people use MailChimp, things like that. So what Shopify is doing is basically gathering emails for us when customers shop with us. The loyalty program gathers emails as well. And then when we send out an email, now we have them out to thousands of our customers, where it wouldn't be that easy. It just wouldn't. We would have to be trying to hunt people down to get emails. Instead, these loyalty programs, because they're getting points for shopping with us, they want to put their email in. So I don't have to beg somebody to put their email in. So now I can send an email a couple of times a week. I can, they're earning points for shopping with us online and in store. And when they shop with us in the store or online, it pulls from the same inventory base. So if I have 2 larges and someone online buys a large, we pull it in the store. We get a ding on our phone and we pull it in the store, and then they can choose to have it shipped or to pick it up in our store. And a lot of people pick it up. And so we just put the order on the back shelf. They come in, they have their items secured, and maybe they do a little more shopping, which is great. But it works so well for us. And my girls are on it all day long. If a ding comes through of an order, they pull that order immediately so that nobody in store buys it. That would be the only downfall of having dual inventory, but it just helps us to sell everything we get in, because we never want things left over, right? We never do.
True.
We want to sell out. So it gives us that.
I think it was really powerful when you were sharing your screen a minute ago, and you showed when something comes in, it just goes in your POS. But then you showed, once I add that picture, now I can sell it on Instagram, I can sell it on Facebook, I can sell it on my website. All of those are 24/7, regardless of whether my store is open. So I think that was just a really, to me, a powerful visual of how this expands the reach for any retailer at all.
And let me give you an example, because this was just yesterday. We had a really good day at our store. We had a really good retail day. And part of the reason why is because Tuesday night we did our live release. And so if you follow us on Facebook, you'll see once a week we do a Facebook Live, usually on Tuesdays. And the next day in our store is like mayhem. Okay, just mayhem. People know that we carry very small quantities and they want it. They want their size. They want it now. So on Tuesday night, we sold like $400 or $500 just from that release. But then yesterday, we had almost a $2,000 sales day in store and online, because everybody was like, I need to get in there. I saw what they have. So like we were selling simultaneously online and in store, and it was great. And a couple months ago, a $2,000 day would have made me cry, like my eyes out. I forgot we could have those, you know what I mean? So it was so good. We're excited and thankful that we have all these different ways that people can connect. And especially now, some people still don't want to shop in store. It gives them that availability. So.
And I just want to remind everybody, because not everybody on here is a boutique. So a lot of these ideas you're giving and the power of having your shop open 24/7. It's not just for boutiques, it's for retailers across the board. Last week, we talked about a retailer that was a garden center. So it's just important to remember these items you're going over can transition to any type of store. But another powerful word is connectivity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's so important. You started out talking about the power of social media. You added in a website. You opened a brick and mortar store with your POS, email, loyalty programs, and on and on and on. Wow, it could be overwhelming, you know, and people may listen to that and say, wow, that's going to just take all my time. But the word integration is also powerful. So can you tell us how you've integrated all of this together to actually save time?
Yeah, so obviously in the very beginning, it takes a lot of your time. When we first put all of our inventory in, trust me, that was a day or 2 or 5 or whatever it took us, I forget, that I don't want to have to relive. However, now that it's in, it's easy because we just enter new shipments in daily or every couple of days as they come. So it does take kind of a really strong effort mentally and physically to do that work. However, once you've done it, it's there. It's just there and it's working for you. And you're ready to just be able to take it in now bite-sized pieces. So also, like, one of the things I just want to like really encourage you guys is take your time doing it. There's no rush. I mean, what harm is there for you to, you know, learn the program? You know, Shopify, oh my goodness, I need to say this. Shopify gives you, I think it's 1 or 2 free hours with a consultant of theirs when you're building your site and you're trying to navigate through it. And actually yesterday, one of my employees called Shopify because we don't like how something looks on our site, and they adjust it for you. They're powerful and fast in that. So there's a lot of resources that are available through that company as well. But just, you know, realize this, like, well, first of all, we didn't have the loyalty program when we opened our store day one. That was something we did later. We used to have one of those little business cards that you like write your initials on, and after 6 visits, they got a percentage off. But they were carrying around that business card, and that's annoying. They were losing it and, you know, all the things. So we wanted to make it easier for our customers. And we also wanted to integrate, again, them buying online and in store. We wanted the same perks to be there for both purchases. And that's why we partnered. So Shopify has apps you can add, and the loyalty program is just an add-on, and it's super easy to use. But again, we had to do a little research to figure out what that even looked like and how to do that. And we called Shopify because they're really helpful. So I think the biggest thing though is once it's there, it's a huge time saver. Like I said before, when you're sending out emails through Constant Contact and you're trying to do like campaigns to even get emails into your system, that takes your time. So every time that you have to do these big pushes for things, it's a massive amount of time. So for us, every single day, people are adding emails because they want to be in our loyalty program. Every single day, they're going on our website and they're buying things, which puts their emails in. Therefore, sending emails is a piece of cake for our company now. It's connected with Shopify. All of our customers feed into Constant Contact, and boom, we just send the email out a couple times a week. It makes your reach so big and so effective. And if they're not seeing email, hopefully they're on Facebook. And if they're not on Facebook, hopefully they're coming into the store. And we have all these different ways of bringing people into really who we are and the story of our business. And because of that, our customers feel like they're a part of something. They feel like they know what's happening, that they're kind of in the loop, and they get first dibs on things. That's how they feel. All are good things. So we want people to feel that way. We want people to feel like they're a part of something, that they, you know, matter, that it's fun and exciting to shop with us, and all that integration and all of that just saves time. I don't have to just take all that energy and time and put it into marketing because it's working for me. And that way I can just kind of sit back and enjoy some of that. Not that I obviously don't work, but, you know, just in a different way, we can put our efforts into other things. So,
and if someone's POS already integrates with Shopify or one of the other e-commerce sites, it's even easier then, right?
Yes. Because
Yeah.
really a POS, I mean, it depends on what you use it for, but really a lot of times you're just ringing things up. Like before, when we didn't have this system in inventory, we would just type in the amount of the item and, you know, it would add tax. I mean, that's pretty much all the POS was doing for us, and then allowing us to process a payment. But now it's a whole intelligent system that's telling me how many more I have left, and it's telling me whether or not it's active online or it's just in the store, and then if it's available for people to purchase on Facebook. So it's now
Yeah.
communicating all those things to me.
And your inventory system, as you told us, was you and Cassandra running up and down the stairs to your basement, seeing if you had a size left. So it sounds
Yeah.
like it's made a difference in time saving for you as well.
Well, when we would do our Facebook releases, we were doing them out of my house. And literally, we would have to count how many smalls, how many mediums, how many larges. And we would write this all down in advance. But then as we were selling them out more and more toward the end of the night, I would start getting nervous to know if our inventory was still correct and if we were still. So we would be putting Post-it notes with names of who ordered that item on the item so I didn't oversell. I mean, this is way better. This is
Yeah,
way better. Post-it notes and running up and down my basement stairs is not good use of my time. So,
definitely.
yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Lindsay, for sharing with us. And last week, and I'm going to mention again because you said it earlier, you know, that different people have been messaging you and joined on your Facebook group, and that you're open to talking and sharing with other retailers.
Sure.
And that's one thing I really admire about you, just your willingness to help others during this time and how you've helped us. And thank you very much for your time and everything you've done.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm so thankful. I do want to leave you guys with one little tip is make sure that whoever you get involved with you, because you're not going to be able to do this as a one person team. You have to get some people involved. Make sure that they understand what your goals are too. So maybe first things first, set goals. What do you want to accomplish? If you really just want to get a website out there and you're not really concerned about selling on all these different platforms, then it's okay. You can always link everybody to your website through emails, through Facebook. You can just pop your website up there every day. So don't overwhelm yourself, but you need to set your goals, and then you need to just have somebody that you can bounce ideas off of that understands connectivity too, and what your goals are for your business. And so if you need to talk to somebody who has a little more information about websites or retail sites or things like that, then don't be afraid to reach out and say, hey, I really don't know what I'm doing. I have a good friend of mine that's like a marketing guru. He works in marketing, and I called him when we first started this business, and I was like, Kev, what site should I use? What ways should I try to approach this? And he gave great tips. So, you know, there are people out there who have so much knowledge and wisdom, and don't be afraid to kind of bring them into the vision of your store and then get this done. Because if this isn't your strength, there are people who are just super passionate about this.
Definitely.
And, you can find them, I promise. They're out there. And hopefully there's somebody you know and you don't have to pay like $10,000 for or something. Because that's the struggle.
Yes. Yeah.
That is the struggle.
Well, thank you again. We really appreciate it. And that kind of leads us to, you know, we wanted all of this for our retailers, not anything from them. We just wanted to be able to be a good partner during this time. And as I mentioned before, if you want to link to one of these sessions, the first session, second session, or this third session, my email address is up there right now, phil@dnasales.com, and we'll be glad to send it to a link to you. And definitely, please share it with anybody you think it would benefit. And we also want to make an announcement that we are going to continue to do these once a month. We've gotten a lot of great feedback, so stay tuned. These links will be the same links that'll be active. We're trying to work around the July 4th holiday next month. So our target date is July 9th. We're going to change the timing a little bit to accommodate retailers with stores that are open again, which we're so glad about that and excited. And also we'll change the timing just a little bit so people can watch before their stores open. So please stay tuned for that. And just thank you for attending, and thank you for being open to make a difference. So have a great day, and thank you very much.